Alright, imagine pouring your heart out, all your fears, all your insecurities, all your maybe past trauma into a phone screen. And, well, that thing is only listening to what you're saying. It cannot feel, it cannot care, and it can't keep your secrets. And that is so cold. Well, a lot of people use AI today to replace therapy. They simply receive basic inputs, basic tips, just to replace mental health experts. They trust that. Well, hello everyone. My name is Dylan. I'm from Psychology 2024. And today I will talk about how a lot of people trust AI as their mental health coping mechanisms or their online counselors. And as a psychology student, mental health is something that requires genuine connection. It can't just be generated out of nowhere. And well, personally, I've used my own techniques for mental health care, such as going to the counselor. And today I'll also explain why this is the case. Why can't AI be trusted to treat someone's mental health? With 3 points, and 2 of which probably has been said a lot of times by previous speeches, which is no empathy, no privacy, and I will discuss the societal impacts. So let's begin. So first things first, AI does not feel, and they simply are born from codes. They look at your text patterns and they generate a response out of what you're saying. And I would like to highlight that mental health treatment requires emotional attunement. So what is emotional attunement? This is how someone recognizes, resonates an emotional state non-verbally. And this is then responded appropriately by the person. So the nature is dynamic, has a relation, and is moment to moment. So there is no default for how the response is given. And this is a definition from Abigail et al. 2024. So the response of AI can feel quite empty and quite repetitive at times. If, let's say, today you go to AI to consult, and then tomorrow you come back with a similar problem, it will just give a similar response back. Hey, I've tried it before, it doesn't work, give me something else. Okay, so second point, which is no privacy. Now, AI is said to not be bound to something called HIPAA. So HIPAA is the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act of 1996 from the US, which a lot of doctors and psychology experts abide by. And this is according to Reze Konakdar, 2023, quite an odd name, but whatever. So just imagine being at your vulnerable state of mind. You're ready to speak up, ready to expose yourself so you can be healed, to feel better. And all the AI does is to store that data, analyze it, and well, the corporation uses it to train new models based on your vulnerability. That is very evil. They're taking advantage of you. So your personal details are not going into therapy, expert therapists that are keeping your confidentiality, but instead into corporations. And the last point is about societal impacts. So what societal impacts can be analyzed from these mental health replacements? First things first is that AI gives desirable answers to the person, such as ChatGPT. Just have a look. They will always validate what you say. Why? Because, of course, the AI makers want the people to stay in that platform. If the user feels rejected, then they won't come back. They won't have users. And then, not only that, it may reinforce healthy beliefs, such as unhealthy habits, mirroring the users, and for psychopathy, which is like a state of being fakely friendly. And then there's actually a case of AI psychosis. So what is AI psychosis? This is when the responses of AI can trigger or worsen the conditions of psychosis, such as delusion, paranoia, and emotional destability. Well, and this can lead to worse outcomes, such as suicide and violent outbursts. This is by Prada 2025. And there's also an article by Abrams 2025 in APA itself. And this is about an interview with Vale Wright, APA Senior Director in Healthcare Innovations. She mentioned how AI should not replace licensed professions. There are two cases discussed in this specific article. The first one is that, well, they're both actually lawsuits from parents. The first one is that the parent reported the child attacking them because they used a software such as Character AI. And the second one, their teenager committed suicide. So that is a very concerning outcome out of this. Well, understandably, the parents filed lawsuits against Character AI. And yeah, this expert re-highlighted how it really shouldn't replace mental health experts. The AI shouldn't pose as that. Well, not just that. Another societal impact is that psychologists will lose job opportunities, and therefore this will lead to less of a quality in mental health, such as passionate people who actually care about treating others who see people who are struggling. They're like, oh, AI can do the job, I'm not going to take that, I'm just going to go somewhere else. And well, according to McNamara and Thornton in 2025, well, there are already a lot of jobs out there that are replaced by AI, but because AI is replacing psychologists that maybe these people will go to, well, what will be the outcome? Psychologists start to not exist. What about those other people that have lost their jobs? Where are they going to go to? So what can we take away from this? Well, AI is advancing now, and that it's something perhaps worth adapting with. It can make humans more powerful. It can be something that removes redundancy in our tasks. But well, it is not something that's able to replace human genuinity, the human heart, empathy. It can't replace that aspect of humanity. So that is all that I have to say for today. Thank you very much for listening.